Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Rocketeers. Welcome to week 3 of your distance learning language lessons by yours only, Mr. Braswell. Um, First and foremost, Rocketeers, welcome back from break. Okay, you guys had a week off from distance learning. I hope you guys did some fun things around the house. You guys rested, you took a break from work, caught up on those cartoons, all those different types of things. Welcome back, Rocketeers, Mr. Braswell. Miss you guys. Um, I still miss you guys because I wish I could see you guys, but it's fun nonetheless. Okay. Now, because it is a new week, we are learning something new. Okay. Now, this may be something familiar that we went over before in class. So I expect a lot of us to know what this is. Okay. Today we're going to talk about context clues, right? What are we talking about? Context clues, right? Okay. Now, context clues, they can help us with many different things. They help us with our reading, they help us with our writing, but they mostly help us with our reading. Okay. Now, context clues can help us understand words even when we don't know what the word means. Okay. Now, the way context clues works is basically we use the words around the keyword that we're trying to figure out what it means in order to help us figure out what the word means. Now, the definition for context clues, the word is defined in the sentence or surrounding sentences. So what that means, Rocketeers, is that, like I just said, everything around it helps you define the word or maybe the sentence after or before it. Okay. The example we have here is the police prevented the robber's plan. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. The police thwarted, prevented the robbers' plans. Okay, now you may not have known what thwarted means. Okay, you may not even know what prevented means. Okay, but we could use a lot of other words in the sentence to help us figure it out. But in this example, we're using the word prevented. Okay, now to prevent something means to stop it from happening. Okay, so prevented means that we stopped something from happening. We see that ed, so it's past tense. Okay, we can go back to thwarted, which also has a ed, which means past tense, and we could say, this word must means prevented. Okay. Now let's say we didn't know what the word prevented means. Okay. We could have thought about the sentence like the police and the robbers' plans. Okay. And probably thought like, thwarted, prevented. Okay. Pretty sure that means they probably stopped them from doing what they were doing. Okay. Now let's look at some other example. Okay. Because there are different types of context clues depending on like the usage of the words. Okay, specific examples provide clues to the meaning of the unknown word. So the sentence is the decor. So the word decor is the key word. The decor, including the fancy lights, beautiful paintings, and unique furniture, made the house look stunning. So notice how they use that word, the decor. They introduced the word, took a pause with the comma, and then they told us like basically what like decor could also mean. So including the fancy lights, beautiful paintings, and unique furniture made the house look stunning. So we know decor means some type of decoration, okay, to make something look nice. Now, earlier I had brought up to you all that there's different types of context clues, okay? There's 4 different types of context clues, but today we're only gonna focus on the 2 types, okay? Now, it's not necessary that there's types of context clues, but I would say more so, it's just like depending on the word usage is how you would figure out a context clue, okay? Now, the first one we have is antonym, okay? A word or group of words with the opposite meaning is used in a sentence, okay? So instead of it having the same meaning as a word, it's gonna have the opposite meaning. So the example they use is the vast mall cannot even compare to the tiny boutique. Now, let's say we didn't know what that word vast meant. Rocketeers, what does the word tiny mean? Exactly. Tiny means small or little. Okay. So we may not know what vast means, but we know if we're talking about antonyms, then if it's a tiny of opposite, then vast must mean it is big. So the big mall or the vast mall cannot even compare to the tiny boutique. See how that worked, Rocketeers? We use the opposite of knowing the opposite of the word in order to help us figure it out. Okay. Now, synonym is a word with the same meaning and it is used in the sentence. So a word with the same meaning used in the sentence. Okay. So the example is the heat. So the heat is the keyword. The heat from the intense rays of the sun was scorching. Okay. Now remember, a synonym is a word with the same meaning in the sentence. Okay. So that means if heat means hot, we know what heat means, then scorching must mean hot as well. Okay, because the heat from the intense rays of the sun was scorching. Okay, Rocketeers? So now that we have some practice with our anchor chart, let's get into our language board so we can do some practice on our own. Okay, and remember, be on the lookout for those antonyms and synonyms. Remember, antonym is a word or group of words with the opposite meaning, and it is used in a sentence. A synonym is a word with the same meaning used in a sentence. Okay, don't forget our definition for context clues. The word is defined in the sentence or surrounding sentences. Okay, now let's go to our language board, Rocketeer. Okay. Okay, so the first one says, well, actually, let me read the adjective first. So the adjective reads, sorry, Rocketeers. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, the adjective reads, use sentence level context as a clue to the meaning of a word or phrase. So basically, we're going to be using context clues in order to help us figure out what the underlying word means, okay? So read the sentence. Kyle went outside, but he could not see anything because it was dim. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what the word dim means. Now let's pretend, even if you know what the word means, like this, let's pretend we don't know what the word dim means. Okay, we know he went outside and he could not see anything because it was dim. Now I'm thinking of two things here, Rocketeers. It was either like really, like the sun was probably really shiny outside, so it probably blinded him, you couldn't see, or it was too dark outside for him to see. And the only reason I say that is because if they're outside, it could be dark or light. And, you know, the sun could block your eyes, but I don't know if it could like block your eyes for so long to where you can't see entirely. But let's look at our choices, okay? What does the word dim mean in the sentence? A, light. Nah, it can't be light. Like I said, maybe the light could blind you for a bit, but it wouldn't cause you not to see. Okay. What about B, bright? What do you think, Rocketeers? Nah, similar to light, bright doesn't really work for this one as well. C, sunny. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that one too. A, B, and C are all basically like the same. Because they're all alluding to like sunlight or light or some type of brightness. And D, dark. Yes, Rocketeers. When you think of the word dim, you should just think about dark. Because they both start with the letter D, dim, dark. It just sounds like a word that's like dark, dim, dim. Okay, Kim went outside because he could not see, Kyle went outside because he could not see anything because it was dim. The answer, Rocketeers, is dark. Okay, now we just use our context clues to help us figure that out. He was outside and he could not see anything. The outside could be light or dark. Okay, and we came to the conclusion it had to be dark. Okay, because a lot of times when it's dark outside, you can't really see. Okay, number 2, read the sentence. My friend went on a trip to Mexico. So the word that is underlined is the word trip. Choose the correct meaning for the underlined word. Okay, now let's use our context clues here, Rocketeers. So my friend went on a trip to Mexico, and trip is the underlined word they want us to figure out. Okay, now someone's friend went to Mexico. Okay, now I know in order to go to Mexico, you either gotta take a plane or a boat, and if you drive, it would be a long drive from DC. But let's say if you were like in Texas, where it's like near the Mexican border, that would take a little while to drive through. But regardless, we know this person is traveling. Okay, so this word trip must mean to travel, okay, or to go somewhere. Okay, so let's see if any of these answer choices matches it. So choose the correct meaning for the underlying word. Is it A, doing a dance? Nah, we came to the conclusion that trip means must be traveling or going somewhere, not doing the dance. Can't be A. B, falling down. Now this one is tricky, Rocketeers, because someone can trip and fall down, but it's using it in the context that they're using it in. This trip doesn't mean to fall down. That's not that type of trip, okay? So it can't be that. But yeah, we're just gonna keep pushing. C, traveling to a new location. What do you think, Rocketeers? That one sounds good. Okay, we just said trip means to travel or to go somewhere. That one sounds good. Let's check on D to be sure. D, eating at a restaurant. You could take a trip to a restaurant, but trip doesn't mean eating at a restaurant. So it could only be one answer, Rocketeers. The answer is letter C. Good job, Rocketeers. Okay. Now, 3. Read the sentence. A mother tiger has a litter of 2 to 6 cubs at a time. Now, the word that is underlined is litter, and the question in this is asking us, what is a litter? Okay. Now, Rocketeers, first and foremost, I love tigers. Tigers are like a really cool animal. I didn't know they had 2 to 6 cubs at a time. This word litter. So a mother tiger has a litter of 2 to 6 cubs at a time. So cubs are just baby tigers, and they have 2 to 6 at a time. So a litter must be 2 to 6, okay? Or a litter must be like a group, some type of like group or like a pack, because the way they mention it has a litter of 2 to 6 cubs at a time. Okay, so they start from 2 to 6. So a litter has to be at least like 2 to 6. So it has to be like a group or a pack. So let's go check our answer traces. So A says a pack of different animals that help each other. What do you think, Rocketeers? Based on this sentence, I wouldn't say it's a pack of animals, different animals help each other. I think the only thing that throws it off is different. Because it was a tiger. So if a tiger had cubs, then it should be all baby tiger cubs. B, a family of older animals that live near each other. A litter could be a family, but if they were just born and they're cubs, then I'm pretty sure they're not older. But they do live near each other, obviously. What about C, a group of baby animals that are born together? What do you think, Rocketeers? That one actually sounds really good, okay? We just had their baby cubs, so that means they were just born, and they were born together because they said 2 to 6 at a time, okay? So our answer choice is, yes, Rocketeer, C, okay? Now we're getting down to the last half of our language boards. Let's keep it going. Sorry, Rocketeers. Oh, also remember our last 2 are always based on the week before. So make sure if you weren't able to catch our lessons from last week, make sure you go and review those and then come back and do the last 2 if you need that review. Okay. Number 4 says, read the paragraph. Panda bears are very big. They can weigh 300 pounds, but red pandas are little, sorry. A red panda is about the same weight as a house cat. Okay, what does the word weight tells us about? So the word that's underlined is weight. Okay, now in this sentence, they started off, the first sentence was talking about how panda bears are big. Okay, and then they went to tell us how much a panda bear weighs, 300 pounds. Okay, now, even if you didn't know what that word weigh means, the word is weight, but they also have the word weigh. You do know that usually when you hear something talking about pounds, we're usually talking about like how heavy something is. Okay, but red pandas are little. A red panda is about the same weight as a house cat. Okay. Now I see that word weigh, and then I see that word weight. So when they talked about the word weigh without the T, they talked about pounds. So that means how heavy something is. They also talked about the size of the panda. Then they said that the weight with the T is it weighs as much as a house cat. Okay. So they must be talking about how heavy a panda is when they talk about the word weight with the T. So is it A, how tall a thing is? What do you think, Rocketeers? Nah, yeah, I don't think they're talking about how something heavy is, not how tall it is. B, how heavy a thing is. What do you think, Rocketeers? Yes, I agree with that one. Okay, let's check on C. What a thing looks like. What do you think, Rocketeers? Nah, it has to be B. That doesn't make sense in the context of our sentences. Awesome job, Rocketeer. Which is a complete sentence. Okay, now remember, from last week we talked about subjects and predicate. A subject is who the sentence is about. Predicate is what that thing is doing or what they are. Together, they make a complete sentence, subject and predicate. So A, they went into. Okay, now we do have a subject here, I'm going to put the red and blue, red and green like we did last week. And they started with our predicate, but it's not a complete sentence because they don't complete the sentence. They went into what? They went into the house. They went into the store. They went into the moon. Not descriptive enough. We would like. What do you think, Rocketeers? Is that a complete sentence? No. Again, we have our subject, which is in red. Oops, sorry, pressing the wrong button. Then we have our predicate in green. Give me one more. Okay. So, but it doesn't finish the sentence. Okay, we would like to what? We would like what? We would like to go to the store. We would like to go to the moon. We would like to go home. Okay, C, she plays ball. What do we think, Rocketeers? If you're saying yes, nodding your head yes or thumbs up, yes. She is our subject and plays ball is our predicate, okay? We know what the subject is, who that person is, and what they're doing. She's playing ball, okay? All right. Last one, Rocketeers. Which word best completes the sentence? My mother likes to take me to the blank to see all the animals. Now, before we even get into our choices, let's figure out what's the subject and the predicate. My mother likes to take me to the blank to see all the animals, okay? So my mother must be the subject because it's talking about like a who or what. And likes to take me to the blank to see all the animals must be the predicate. Now, we have to figure out what is going to complete this predicate in order to complete this sentence, okay? Now, is it A, my mother likes to take me to the mall to see all the animals? Is it B, my mother likes to take me to the zoo to see all the animals? Is it C, my mother likes to take me to the doctor to see all the animals? Or is it D, my mother likes to take me to the lions to see other animals? Rocketeers, what do you think? Actually, when I say go, we're going to scream our answer together. Ready, go. B, zoo. Come on, Rocketeers. We ain't going to the mall to see no animals or the doctor to see animals, unless we're going to the veterinarian to take our animal there. Or we're not going to the lions to see animals, okay? We are going to the zoo. Okay, so the answer trace for that one is B. Oops, sorry, Rocketeers, one moment. Okay, look at that. Rocketeers, awesome job today. We completed another language board through our distance learning. Woo, give it up for yourself, Rocketeers. Sending you some Asia Shine. Okay, so Rocketeers, look over your answers. Definitely review them. Look at our answer choices. All the correct answers are in bolded, so that means it's the heavy bolded black, as opposed to like the skinny letters. Okay, and awesome job today, Rocketeers. Can anyone tell me anything they learned about context clues today? Yes. Okay. We learned a lot of things about the context clues. We know that context clues use the surrounding sentences or words around it in order for us to find the meaning of the word. We also learned about antonyms and synonyms, okay? Antonyms are the opposite of what a word means. Synonyms are what means the same thing, just a different word, okay? Those things help us figure out context clues. Tomorrow, I can't wait for us to get into some more context clues so we could learn about other types of context clues, okay? Awesome job today, Rocketeers. I'm going to end the day with another song. This time, this is our context clue songs, okay? Also, I hope Rocketeers were able to check out Mr. Brazos' college sweater, okay? You guys know anytime you comment with the college sweater, you guys earn $20 core value bucks when we return to school, okay? And you can keep getting them and getting them, okay? So, like Zachariah, shout out to you, man. He's always shouting out the college sweaters. He has about like $60 to $80 in core value bucks already when he gets back. Awesome job, buddy. Okay. Rocketeers, take care, and Mr. Bowser will see you guys soon. Okay.
The teacher told me to read the story. I got stuck on a word on page 1. I wasn't sure exactly what to do, but I wasn't having any fun. My teacher gave me some brilliant advice when she said to read the rest of the stuff. I suddenly understood what that mystery word meant, and I no longer had to feel stuck. It's not so tough, use the context. It's not so rough, use your clues. It's not so tough, use the context. It's not so rough, use your clues. Sometimes the clues come as examples, sometimes they come as synonyms. Sometimes the clues tell just the opposite, sometimes they're even definitions. It's not so tough, use the context. It's not so rough, use your clues. It's not so tough, use the context. It's not so rough, use your clues. When a word in a sentence simply leaves you hanging and your knowledge base just isn't enough. When you have to infer beyond the printed page, don't get yourself all in a huff. It's not so tough, use the context. It's not so rough, use your clues. It's not so tough, use the context. It's not so rough, use your clues.